Welcome to our video lesson on adding and subtracting decimals. This should probably be a review for most of you, but let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is write down your title, adding and subtracting decimals, and then you can glue the question I gave you right to the top of your page. The question we're looking at is about Mrs. Donatelli. She is a long-distance runner. Her distances for 3 days last week are shown in the table. How far did she run in three days last week? And how much further did she run on Monday than on Friday? So I am trying to start with the first question, question A. How far did she run in 3 days last week? We could start by estimating approximately what do we think our answer might be. So I would take the 14.4, and I can say that's approximately equal to 14. And then Wednesday it was 10.9, which I would say is approximately equal to 11. And then Friday is 8.85, which is approximately equal to 9. Which, those numbers are all really close to nice numbers to work with. So then I would say 14 is close to 15, 11 is close to 10, and 9 is close to 10. So I'm thinking my answer should be around 35. That's my estimation to start, just to make sure I get approximately the right answer. So when I'm adding decimals, I need to start by lining up all our decimals. So here I have 14 decimal 4. Then I have 10 decimal 9. Make sure you can see my decimals. And 8 decimal 85. And notice that all my decimals are here in a line. Then I'm going to add those together. Now I'll go to add the 5 first, but I notice that above it there's blanks. So I fill in those blanks with zeros because really there's no number there. We know a 0 would be in its place. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 4 plus 9 is 13, plus 8 will give me 21. Then I will fill in my decimal. 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 0 is 6, and 6 plus 8 is 14. Then I have my 3 ones I add together, and I get 34 and 15 hundredths. And then I look back at my estimation. Is 34 and 15 hundredths close to 35? I would say yes. So do we think my answer is approximately correct? Yes. Now if we want to answer the question was in words and has units. How far did she run in 3 days last week? I would write last week. Mrs. D ran 34 and 15 hundredths kilometers. Alrighty, let's look at question B. In question B, it's asking how much further she ran on Monday than on Friday. Well, on Monday, I went 14.4 kilometers, and on Friday, I went 8.85 kilometers. So I'm going to start with my estimation technique. 14 and 4/10 is approximately equal to 14, and 8 and 85 hundredths is approximately equal to 9, and I know that 14 minus 9 is around 5. So I'm thinking my answer should be close to 5. So now I'm going to set up my subtraction question. I start with 14 decimal, make sure you can see that, 4, and then I'm going to subtract 8 and 85 hundredths from that, and again I line up those decimals. So I want to start, there, they're lined up. I want to start with my subtracting 5, but there's nothing to subtract 5 from, so just like in the last one, I'm going to add a 0 there. I have 0 minus 5. Well, I can't take 5 away from 0, so I'm going to borrow from the 4, and it becomes a 3. So now I have 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 gives me 5. 3 minus 8 I can't do, so again I borrow. This becomes a 3, and it's 13 minus 8. Well, 13 minus 8 is 5. Add a decimal point there. There we go. And then again I can't do 3 minus 8, so I borrow from the 1. That becomes a 0, and this is 13. So then I have 5 again. So I get my difference, which is 5 and 55 hundredths, which is approximately close to 5. And I'm going to answer, so I think my answer is probably correct. I'm going to answer in a word answer because it's a word question. How much farther did she run on Monday than Friday? She ran 5 55/100 of a kilometer more on Monday than Friday. So that's our quick example of how to do adding and subtracting of decimals. If you have any questions, please let me know. That's all for now. I'll talk to you later.